Welcome back, guys, to another Minecraft video, where last time I explained redstone components, and this time I'm going to explain redstone power and transmitters. So let's get into it. Redstone power. Where does redstone power come from? And what does it do? Redstone power basically activates the redstone components that I showed off last video. So if you want to know what redstone components are, go watch the redstone component video. If you already know what they are, then let's get started. Transmitters. Transmitters basically give off power or a signal. Now, power and signal are words that I'm just going to use interchangeably throughout this video. Redstone power is used to power redstone components, which are over there. So let's get into it. These are the redstone transmitters that I will be showing off today. Now, actually, I'm not going to show off that one. I'm going to show off all these redstone components today and show you a basic overview of them. So, power transportation. Redstone lines can basically transport power from transmitters. So this button here is a transmitter. Whenever I press it, it transmits a redstone signal or power using redstone. And using redstone, it basically transmits power kind of like a connector block. The redstone is a connector block and it sends power through this. As you see, it sends power to the redstone lamp and the redstone lamp activates. Yep. Now keep in mind, it does have to be connected. Right here, it has to be connected. Even though it has to be connected through the redstone line, there is a rule that kind of negates this sometimes. Power can sometimes go through one block. So as you see, if I was to activate this, the power is going through one block. Sometimes this can happen. It can transmit down, it can transmit one block up, as you see. One block up. Or it can transmit it across on the sides or at the bottom. Now, if we go over here, I can show you this rule even more further. Whenever a redstone line is connected to a block, and then it's connected to a redstone component, it can activate that redstone component. Pretty nice. Boop. Boop. Now this can also work on the sides too. As you see, it's multi-directional. 2 blocks, however, does not work. It's only 1 block. And as I told you earlier, the redstone has to connect to the block or it just won't send the signal to anything. Now, redstone can also be very curvy sometimes. As you see, you can curve it around like this, and then it can connect in a straight line to this lamp and power it. Nice. Power is lost whenever it is traveling. As you see, the dim of the redstone is slowly becoming less and less until it is no more. That's because power is being lost. Yes, the maximum range is usually 16 blocks before it completely has no more power. So this redstone lamp right here does not activate, even though it is connected through a redstone line. Let's talk about some basic transmitters. Transmitters are the blocks that power redstone lines. Or power redstone contraptions / redstone components. So the first redstone transmitter that we have is called a button. Now this gives off a temporary power signal. As you see, we are temporarily getting power and the lamp is temporarily activating. Now if we go over here, the next one we have is levers. Levers give off power continuously. As you see, as long as the lever is down, which it will always be down unless you press it again, so you can press it on or off like this. And wow, look at that, it's giving a signal continuously until I turn it off. Now, I actually prefer using levers most of the time because of this ability to continuously be powered. The next one is a pressure plate. Pressure plates have to be stood on to give power. And as you see, the lamp activates. And whenever I go off, it deactivates. You can also throw items onto it to also act as something to push down on it. Pretty cool. The next thing we're going to go over is a tripwire hook. Now you need 2 tripwire hooks to actually use this redstone transmitter. You also need string connecting the 2. But basically, whenever you trip over it like this, or touch the string and stand right here, it will activate the redstone that is behind the tripwire hook, like that. And as you see, whenever I'm standing there, both of these activate redstone. Pretty cool. You can also, again, you can use items to also activate this. Nice. You can also, I think you can make this as big as you want, but I think there is a maximum limit to how big the string can get between them. So if we go to the next thing, daylight detectors. Basically, these things right here give power based on if it's day or night, and they can be toggled to be day or night for activating. So as you see, if I was to click it, it would turn on the lamp during the day. But if I was to click it off, it would turn off. And basically what this means is that it only activates during the night. So day, night. So I'm going to show you this in action. I'm going to set it to night. And as you see, it turns on. If I set it to day, it will turn off. Next is the redstone block. Redstone blocks always give power. So it doesn't matter what you do, you cannot disable this. It will always give power to things around it. Pretty nice. Redstone torches always give off power too, but they have one difference between the redstone block. They can also be disabled. So if you were to give this power through a block like this, it would disable the torch, as you see. You could also use a lever to flip-flop this. As you see, it's flip-flopping. So you can flip-flop and turn it off or on. Pretty cool. Skulk sensors. If any noise are near these skulk sensors within an 8-block radius, then it will transmit redstone. So if I was to open this trapdoor, as you see, it would give off a temporary signal and activate redstone around it. Now you can also use wool to dampen the noise. So anything on the opposite side of this wool wall will not activate the skulk sensor, which is really handy for if you want to use those. The next is the target block. Using projectiles, we can basically activate the target block. Pretty cool. And the target block will give off a temporary signal, as you saw. Observers watch some blocks change and some power if blocks change in front of it. So if a block is changing in front of it, it will give off a power signal, as you see. Pretty nice. I think you can also do this with levers. Yeah, levers. See, it's detecting if the block's changing and it's activating and gives off a temporary signal. Comparators can compare certain items. It's really complicated. I won't explain it in this video, but it can produce power if given signals, as you see. So, something handy to know. The next thing we need to know for power transmission is a repeater. Basically, what a repeater is it extends the power's reach by 16 blocks or more. So whenever we give this power, as you see, the power will then extend outward. It can also be delayed by by just clicking on it, you can delay it some, and the power transmission will be delayed. So you saw it was delayed, and it can create some pretty cool art. Yeah. So it does extend it by 16 blocks. As you see, normally you would not be able to use a redstone line to go that far and activate that redstone line. But because of the redstone repeaters, we can. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, leave a like and subscribe. And I hope it taught you something about redstone transmission. Goodbye. Gamer I am 100's YouTube channel.